Blood. We call it the river of life, and for good reason. Every single drop flowing through our veins is a bustling metropolis of cells, transporting precious oxygen, delivering vital nutrients, and standing guard against invisible invaders. But what happens when this river breaches its banks? When a blood vessel breaks, a critical race against time begins. Bleeding can be a sudden, dramatic crisis or a slow, silent thief, but either way, our body has an incredible plan to deal with it. Bleeding comes in two main forms, acute and chronic. Acute bleeding is the sudden, alarming kind. Think of a traumatic injury, a ruptured aneurysm, or a bleeding stomach ulcer. When a vessel tears open, blood starts to pour out, and the body's emergency response system kicks into high gear, launching a multi-stage defense to stop the flow. The very first thing that happens is a process called vasoconstriction. The injured blood vessel instantly tightens, like squeezing a hose to slow the water. This simple reflex immediately reduces the amount of blood escaping. At the same time, an alarm goes out to tiny, plate-like cells in our blood called platelets. They rush to the scene of the injury, sticking to the damaged vessel wall and to each other. They quickly form a temporary plug, a sort of first aid patch to slow the leak. But this temporary plug isn't strong enough on its own. Now, the real magic begins: coagulation. This is a complex chain reaction involving more than a dozen different proteins in our blood called clotting factors. Imagine them as a series of dominoes. Once the first one is tipped, it triggers the next and the next in a perfectly timed sequence. This cascade leads to the final, crucial step, converting a soluble protein called fibrinogen into an insoluble protein called fibrin. Fibrin is the hero of this story. It forms a tough, sticky, mesh-like net over the platelet plug, trapping more red blood cells and platelets. This creates a solid, stable blood clot that effectively seals the wound and stops the bleeding for good. Of course, sometimes the bleeding is too severe for the body to handle alone. A ruptured aneurysm in the brain or the aorta, for example, is a catastrophic event. In these life or death situations, immediate medical help is non-negotiable. Surgery to repair the vessel, blood transfusions to replace what's lost, and controlling blood pressure are all critical to survival. Even with a severe stomach ulcer, if you see signs like vomiting blood or black, tarry stools, it's a clear signal of internal bleeding that needs urgent medical attention. Then there's the other side of the coin, chronic bleeding. This is the slow, sneaky kind that can go on for weeks or even months without you even knowing it. It might be a tiny, persistent leak from polyps or tumors in your digestive tract or from chronic infections in the lungs. Because the blood loss is so gradual, you might not notice it at first. In response, your body tries to keep up by ramping up the production of new red blood cells in your bone marrow. But eventually, this constant loss depletes your body's iron stores and you can develop anemia. You'll feel tired, weak, and out of breath because your blood can no longer carry enough oxygen to your tissues. Once the danger has passed and the wound is healed, the body doesn't just leave the clot there. That could be dangerous, potentially blocking blood flow. So, it initiates another process called fibrinolysis. A special enzyme called plasmin gets to work, carefully dissolving the fibrin mesh of the clot. The vessel wall is repaired, and blood flow returns to normal, restoring the balance. This whole process of blood clotting is a breathtaking masterpiece of biological engineering. It's a delicate balancing act. If your blood clots too little, a small cut could be fatal. If it clots too much, you risk forming dangerous blockages or thrombosis that can lead to a heart attack or stroke. Every step, from the initial alarm to the final cleanup, highlights the incredible precision and wisdom of the human body. So, the next time you get a paper cut and see that tiny drop of blood, take a moment to appreciate the miracle unfolding. You're witnessing a complex, life-saving dance that protects you every single day. It's a powerful reminder of the fragile, yet resilient, nature of life itself. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey into our biology as fascinating as I did, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Stay curious.